Mean Metal Mike here, back at you with a good, solid video for you guys today. And yeah, this video is kind of a thread off of what, a fellow friend of mine, Dr. Ralph Vieira, shout out to Almost Human 56. This is me talking about Blow Up Your Video. I was in Ralph's live chat in the comment section watching the stream. Him and Tony and Ed did a video on Blow Up Your Video and Fly in the Wall, and that has me passionate about doing my own video on that album. And also a shout out to my music corner. Thanks for shouting me out in the comment in the video. Great video on what you did for 44 years of Back in Black. I enjoyed it. Go check out my music corner. Guy puts out great content. And give in some subscribes, people. Anyway, enough of me plugging people. Let's get into this. Blow Up Your Video. Why did I do this? Well, like I said, Dr. Fuck himself, Ralph Vieira, lit a fire under my ass, and I am ready to do a video on Blow Up Your Video. Haha, you see what I did there, people. Anyway, well, let's backstory this album. It came out in 1988. You know, I have the original pressing from Atlantic Records, so this is not the remaster. This is the original 88 pressing on CD. I found it at I think I found it at a flea market of all places for like around $6. So, it's solid. What I think, you know, about Blow Up Your Video is that it's ACDC going out with a thud, not going out with a dud, if you think about it. Not really a whimper, but this is kind of like a closing chapter for ACDC in the 1980s, in a sense that, well, Fly on the Wall was kind of a flop. Flicking the Switch really didn't sell well, despite the band going into a more raw style production after leaving Mutt Lange and Phil Rudd leaving on drums, and Simon Wright coming in to fill in for the Flickin' Switch tour, recording Fly on the Wall and Fly on the Wall being kind of polarizing in a way. If you want to say ACDC is a polarizing band, they are not. They're great at what they do. Their craft is great. They're great at what they do. But, like, in terms of sales and stuff, the late 80s for ACDC was a really hard time for the band. If you think about it, the sales weren't doing good for them. You have Maximum Overdrive as a movie. You have Angus and Malcolm and I think Cliff and Simon. They join in and, you know, record some material for Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive movie, which you can find the soundtrack on YouTube. Then they do, you know, Who Made Who, which is just a greatest hits album with 3 or 4 new songs. So, in a sense, the band's not really doing good at this period. And, well, you make a studio album here that kind of doesn't go out with a whimper, but it doesn't go out with a big bang in the 80s. And I think AC/DC, during that time, was just, I don't know if the band was burnt out or it was just whatever, but, you know, they pumped out this studio album and it's full of gems. There's not really any weak songs on this album. Some people like Fly on the Wall, some like Blow Up Your Video, some don't like both albums and they just ignore them. Well, give this album a shot. Let's get into it. Well, you kick it off with Heat Seeker, which is a good mid-tempo song. You know, classic state fanfare AC/DC anthem. You know, Heat Seeker's a great rockin' tune. Great opener. You get into That's the Way I Want to Rock and Roll. Another great, you know, anthemic AC/DC rockin' song. It doesn't blow your brains out, but it's not boring either. Mean Streak's an okay gem. A little slow, but it doesn't hurt overall. Like I said, it's not a filler killer. It's good filler. Go Zone, another great filler of a song. Go Zone has some catchy riffs in it. I do like Cliff's bass sound on Go Zone. No, it's ACDC. What do you think? Kissin' Dynamite's probably my favorite track off the whole studio album. That song gets no love whatsoever, or no mention. Kissin' Dynamite. Especially the middle part of the song where, Angus steps back for a bit and you have Cliff, Malcolm, and Simon kind of doing stuff with Brian. Simon's kind of doing some fills down the toms, matching Brian's little vocal thing he's doing with Malcolm, and I think it's brilliant. It doesn't fit AC/DC, but it's worth experimenting and trying. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But yeah, Kissin' Dynamite's a great song. Nick of Time's a great song, great single. Some Sin for Nothing, another great song. Rough Stuff's great. And then, like I said, I agree with several of my, people who say that Two's Up is a great song. I think Two's Up's a great gem. Damn near say almost anthem in a way. Two's Up's a great song, has a great build-up and a great ending and a great middle section. And then This Means War. Fast, up-bass tempo, similar to Bag Boy Boogie Rocker. Whole lot of Rosie. Hannah has that stomp and feel to it. And yeah, I mean, AC/DC on this album, they don't go out with a whimper, they don't go out with a bang. They kind of go out with a thud for the 80s. Not a dud, a thud, like I said. So where do I rank it? It's a solid 8.4 out of 10. It's not a perfect album, it's not horrible, it's not cheesy. It's a solid, good AC/DC album that never gets boring every time I revisit it. So, yeah. Go subscribe! Hit that bell! And keep things metal, people! Until next time.